Right, this video is being made as an addendum to the one that would actually be uploaded before this, because I want to clear one little thing out regarding this, because a few years back there was, well, a very slight issue, because originally I actually had a few plug-in drives, because I actually had, well, I could drag it out, this Freecom plug-in DVD burner, which I actually brought with the original system that was originally in this case, because that only had DVD-ROM and not a burner, and because it only had an 80 gig, blimey, getting a bit too ahead of myself, it only had an 80 gig hard drive in it. Oh, so I got myself a 320, I think it's about a 320 gig, thereabouts, USB plug-in hard drive, which was going to be the store for all the hardware. And well, once I actually bought, well, I think it was a 250 or 160, maybe around there, could have gotten it wrong, but a little afterwards I actually did get a Seagate 320 gig parallel ATA hard drive for the original system. And well, once I actually built this, in that case, I came along a stumbling block and couldn't use the internal 320 hard drive anymore. So I had that burner plus the original Freecom plug-in hard drive plus the Seagate in a drive enclosure that were plugged in via USB. Now this thing does seem to be very touchy. It seems to not be able to post with USB hard drives with the USB hard drives plugged in there. So I just had them plugged in but not powered. Unfortunately, that meant for most of them plugging them into the power strip after the fact. Unfortunately, that came back to bite me, because even though the drive enclosure with the 320 in, I could easily plug in and leave because it had a power switch on the back, the Freecom ones didn't, and I had to plug them in. And one day when I think I was plugging them in, I plugged in the optical drive and that worked correctly. Then I plugged in the hard drive and I got a great big flash from where underneath the plug where the pins are, and the RCD on the electrics decided to trip out and cut the power. Nevertheless, it showed the end for the old Freecom hard drive, and I think all the Freecom hardware, because I remember getting sparks off the plugs, and there was sort of like burn marks on the pins. So the Freecom hard drive and the Freecom DVD burner practically ended up getting retired. Although I think I actually left the Freecom DVD drive running, but I think that power surge, excuse your language, screwed up the USB ports, which probably contributes to what problems I was having. And so this is pretty much going to be retired and probably might end up being turned into a storage server. which leads me on to what is replacing it. And while I originally went through refurbs a few hundred dozen times, I actually found this one. It's a refurbished, because I never actually went to Laptops Direct when I was searching through refurbished systems, and I actually found this one on Laptops Direct, a Zoostorm Intel Celeron G1820 with 2 gigs of RAM, 320 gig hard drive, a DVD rewriter, Windows 8.1 for £80. And you're probably going to be thinking, why are you buying a freaking box, a manufactured desktop? Oh, au contraire. First, I did a little bit of analysis on the old G1820 Celeron and went to CPU World, and what did I find? Package 1150 land flip chip land grid array, socket 1150. This is a Haswell processor. This is socket 1150. This is previous generation stuff. Also, I decided to do some investigating around Zoostorm, notably down to the drivers, and when I clicked on the desktop drivers and firmware, this is what I was presented with. And there are at least 2 H81s, well, 4 H81s, a Z97 and a Q97. All of those are socket 1150. And even in the archive, there's a few more listed. So, for all intents and purposes, I think we got ourselves a project. Because quite literally, they don't use any generic proprietary crap. It's all off-the-shelf motherboards. So quite frankly, I could buy that, find out what motherboard it's got, figure out its capabilities, what kind of process it can take, and then I can easily buy myself a new processor and restart the old project. Although it'll work as this, because quite frankly I did do a little comparison between the G1820 and the old Athlon dual core 6000 Plus in there, and this did beat it. So it is going to be an improvement, and also if I put some subpar graphics on it, because I might actually start off with a GT730, sort of like match out the card, to match out the processor, we might get ourselves something going. Yeah. Also, another thing, DDR3, and this is a Vixer 8 gigs DDR3 1600, £36, £36 for 8 gig. Crucial Ballistic Sport 8 gig, £30. We are getting a bit high here with the Corsair, but then again, and we are yep, here we go. HyperX Fury Blue 8 gig, £30. Team Group Vulcan Gold, £36. £36 for the blue one. I think the red 8 gig is about the same. You could go up or down in the old speed column, and there isn't much difference. And if I went for branded stuff, if I were to upgrade this, I'd be freaking gouged. 39 quid for 4 gig value select, if they had it in stock. 50 quid for Corsair XMS2 4 gig. So, I think this, as long as it stays in stock for the next 2 weeks and stays at under £80 for the next 2 weeks, we definitely have ourselves a project here. So probably what I'll do is get this, find out what motherboard it is, find out the fastest RAM it can manage without overclocking, get 8 gigs, load it in, grab a graphics card, load that in, grab a monitor, so this can still work. And what I might do is I might still get a hard drive, and I might get a B grade hard drive plus the Windows 7 license for this, so that it can still work. And yeah, so as saying again, we have ourselves a new project. So, well, what am I going to do now? I'm going to shut this down and consume that lot very quickly, because it is now 7:30. I should be in the shitter. So, well, yeah, and as for that, it might get retired, but the thing is, my next laptop is probably going to be one of those cheapy things with 32 gig solid state, and it's just going to be a word processor, and I can actually get those here cheap and all. So that's that, and that's the project probably back on track. So until next time, yeah, oh, and free SanDisk USB drives, 8 gig, my little pink disc, blue disc and green disc, which require formatting, because I'm not going to leave all of their proprietary shit on there. So that's that. In 2 weeks time, as long as this is still at its price, it is a purchase. So until next time, I'll catch you laters.